Julie, and I just wanted to record a video today. We have a few things to talk about, and I'm here with my friend Sheila, and she is a yoga instructor here in St. Louis. I met her at a women's retreat, and she was teaching some awesome breathing techniques, and that was one of the things that I learned from her that I've definitely used since then for all kinds of things, whether it's just at home or whether it's prior to a speaking gig where I need to like get some stuff out. So it's just been awesome and really helpful, and she works here in the St. Louis area. And you want to tell everybody what you do?
So my name is Sheila Fazio. You can learn more about me at sheilafazio.com. I am a licensed clinical social worker, started out in that field, mostly working in the trauma field, domestic violence, sexual assault field, and eventually decided to do more alternative ways to help women and individuals healing their body and moving forward in life in a powerful way. And so I became a yoga teacher and a massage therapist and a cranial sacral therapist, and now blend all those together in my private practice, as well as I teach out in the community and share those practices that help me heal, and also I think are important for people to learn. Little tricks to keep your energy positive and
moving along.
Yeah, moving along.
Yeah, I've definitely found that what you have taught to me has been really helpful. So
good. I'm eager to hear what parts in particular.
Well, we're going to talk about one today.
All right.
So what I wanted to cover today is I had an idea to do a little piece on some ways that you can relax while you're in the car, because a lot of us spend a lot of time in our cars. I'm fortunate enough to work from home, so commuting has not traditionally been a big deal for me, but I'm now driving my daughter back and forth to more activities, and some of those require like 45 minutes in the car, and it's just time that you're there, and it can be a time for a lot of intention and attention to yourself if you let it be, or it can just kind of be lost time if you're not being mindful about that. So I kind of figured, especially with the fact that the traffic gets extra crazy around holiday season, and
it does.
We all get a little extra stressed out, that maybe this would be time that we could take advantage of while we're sitting there.
It's a great idea.
Yeah. So, well, I'm always thinking. So I figured we would cover a few things, and so one of the things that Sheila has taught me is a specific breathing technique where you sigh, and I know a lot of us are not used to like vocalizing a whole lot, and when a few years ago when True was really small, the family could always tell when I was stressed out because I would start going like, and I would find myself doing this like at every little thing that would come up. I'd be fixing dinner, somebody would come to me with another problem, I'd be like and they'd be like, "Oh, Mom's stressed out because she's sighing, and she's a mess when she's making these noises." So, but the thing that you do is it takes it to a whole different place in the body, because that's very high up and kind of just like tight, And so I was hoping that you would reteach it to me on camera.
Okay, so this is a great practice to do. I teach it in almost every yoga class I teach. And there's some great books about Taoist practice that talk about like 7 sacred sounds. But we're going to just go over one sound. And we'll actually use the sound Ha, H-A. And typically that's a sound to let go of your stress, your anxiety, your anger, your discomfort. And so you take a deep breath in. So this would be something you would do when you notice you're about ready. For us, it's a very stressful time trying to get out of the house in the morning and into preschool on time. I sign the late log all the time. So it's like, now my 4-year-old's sighing with me. So when I'm really stressed, I take a deep breath in kind of from the root all the way up, whole side body lifts up. And then you make a deep like until there's no breath left. Okay, deep breath in, side body long. Good, we'll do one more. Deep, full breath in, belly, chest, side body lifts up. Release your jaw and say Good, and so the benefit to this is it makes sure that you're getting enough oxygen, because when we're angry or we're stressed or we're not thriving, we tend to hold our jaw tight, which blocks our throat energy. And also we're not getting enough breath. So we start making really poor decisions and say things we don't mean. And so whenever I start to feel myself get amped up, you know, and I tell all my clients, it's just walk into the room. There's a reason why they say take 10 deep breaths. And this ha is a way to really accentuate letting go. So I call it the letting go sound breath. So
it's awesome. I mean, because it takes it from being, you know, just tight up here to like way down here. And it really does bring your whole consciousness back down to that area. And doing it where it's not just kind of this involuntary release, where it's more purposeful, I think really tells your body to perform in a certain way.
Well, it does. It, you know, increases self-awareness, so you start to notice all these sensations. And then the benefit is that I really feel that it improves your relationships, because how many times do we, at least in my life, I've noticed like cope with all the stress and like biting down, not saying anything, and then all of a sudden whoosh, there's an eruption. Or I say things either with a sharper tone or say things I regret, and it's because, you know, in the yoga tradition we're taught whatever you repress comes back 10,000 times more powerful.
I have been guilty of doing this sort of thing, and I can tell you it doesn't work.
So anyone to notice. So if you're driving in the car and you're going to be late for work, and you're going to have to sign a late log at the Montessori school, but on probation,
which no one likes to do.
I'm on probation for my preschool.
Trying to be good.
I find if I just take, you know, 5 to 6 deep breaths, deep sighs, then there's an acceptance of your situation that comes up. So
and just the vibration too of the sound moving through your body, I think is good.
It's the universal sounds. It's a nice.
So obviously, I was closing my eyes while I was following her directions, but if you're driving, you don't want to.
You want to
keep your eyes open.
And you can teach your children as well. So my little 4-year-old will sometimes, you know, if I notice she's really stressed, I'm teaching her to belly breathe, which is really great, but also make these sounds, and, you know, she'll kind of start laughing afterwards because it turns into silly play afterwards. So that's a good mood elevator for her.
Laughter is essential. So the next thing that I figured we could talk about is something that I do in the car, especially now on the way to sales meetings. Or even just in general when I'm feeling kind of down or stressed, in part because a lot of time I'm in the car alone. I mean, even if you're in the car with your kids, like, it's fine to do it. It might feel a little silly to start off with, but kids like being silly. So, and the first time I did this, it's basically I bring in affirmations. So I might say, about a year ago I started, because I was in a place in my life where I was just feeling kind of disconnected. And so what I started saying in the car was, I am loved, just over and over and over again to myself. And sometimes I would even like belt it out and just yell it.
Belted that. She's a beautiful singing voice. Have you done for your crowd yet?
Well, not on video this way. No.
Maybe you should. Today is a good day.
Maybe so. And then I was watching kind of an old school sales training video with a guy that's, I mean, you'd think he's like really straight-laced, but one of the people that he asked for advice, that what they do is they say, I am the best, I am the best, I am the best, like all the way to a sales appointment in the car. Just like the whole way there, you're getting your energy revved up. And I have to admit, the first time I did that, I just started like laughing at myself in the car. But that also felt really great, because I mean, even just the feeling silly for a moment helped me loosen up and get to a place where my energy's flowing better, and I'm just like letting go of preconceptions about what are people going to think when I walk in, and you know, that uptightness, and it doesn't matter. Like, all I need to be is me, and I need to be present, and that sort of helps with those things. But I mean, then there's other ones too. I would say that I might bring in, depending on a specific situation. Another one of my favorites is every tool I need will be provided for me.
That's a great one.
And that helps me have faith that the things that I need are going to come to me. So if you're feeling nervous, like if you're driving along, because I think that driving time can also be really...
Go through all your mental lists.
Right. You tend to like circular think, where you're thinking about the things that you're worried about. So if you can kind of like break that and turn it into time where you're thinking about positive things and sort of bringing back, resting into more of a faithful
There was I agree, and also car time is a really great time to develop a mindfulness practice, because with cell phones, one, you see so many people are getting in car accidents and dying because of texting while driving and things like that, because we're so uncomfortable with silence, with even just the ride that we tune out through all the mechanics. But the car ride is a really great time also to connect with your children, and to talk with them about what went well in their day, what also was their challenge for the day, and just to actually, sometimes I take the phone and I put it in the glove compartment, because I have such it's almost like a addiction to the phone. Yeah. And so so it's a challenge just to be present and mindful to your situation. So car driving is a perfect time to start a mindfulness practice, I think.
You could almost try to make a rule for yourself that only positive dialogue will occur in your car.
Yeah.
Like maybe you don't have fights with family members
but you
or
can't get out.
people, because you can't get away.
You can't get away. Yeah. Unless you jump out.
So maybe it's just not a fair place to do that sort of thing.
That's
maybe
a smart idea.
Maybe it could be a place where you just create a positive atmosphere, like you only say loving things to each other or to yourself in the car.
Well, there's a yoga CD from a Kundalini yoga CD called Shakta Khalsa, I think is her name. And for my 4-year-old, car driving was such a nightmare, because she never wanted to get going. And so music, singing,
singing,
really good. But there's certain yoga CD, it's like a drug. I turn it on and we can be in the worst mood, and then instantly, she's singing these beautiful yoga songs, so.
Yep. So I think all that's really great for the car too. And then I have a third option for folks, and this is also really great because the car is a contained environment, so you're inhaling a lot of the same air over and over again. And people get those awful tree air fresheners or cardboard things that are scented with really nasty synthetic aromas. And they do that to try and cover up the less appetizing smells in the car. Yeah. But you could also instead use natural essential oils and aromatherapy to bring your mood up, because those do have a physiological effect as well as being pleasant. So what I picked up is this Aromatherapy Diffuser for the car, and it just plugs into your cigarette lighter. Or now it's just kind of a power jack, since not as many people are using it for cigarettes anymore. And you get these little pads, and you just insert them in here after you put some essential oil on, and the warmer creates the opportunity for that essential oil to evaporate more quickly into your car environment so that you're breathing it in. And while at home, maybe most of us wouldn't even think to take the time to put something out, because you're busy, like everybody's asking you for something, and it's this all in a row. But you have 20 minutes, maybe as you get in the car and get set to drive, you're buckling your seatbelt, you set up your diffuser, and for the next 20 minutes, you get to enjoy some aromatherapy.
How many drops do you put in?
I would say maybe like 3 to 5, and I brought a couple of different blends. This is a cheering mixture blend, and it was from Cheryl's Herbs here in town in St. Louis, and she sells a variety of different essential oil blends for various purposes. My company makes products with essential oils, but we don't actually sell bottled essential oils, so I wanted to bring in something of hers. So this one is lavender, orange, lime, and grapefruit, which would be both kind of calming and also uplifting. So I'll put a little bit on. So I think maybe even like 3 drops would probably do it, because that soaked the pad pretty well. And you can already smell it like right away when you do it, and then you just put it in and let it go.
That's lovely.
Yeah. Makes the car ride so much more pleasant.
Whole Foods, right?
Well, actually, I don't know if Cheryl sells at Whole Foods. They have their own shop in downtown Maplewood. Okay. And then she may sell online as well. And there are essential oil companies that do sell online. I have a few that I trust that I'll list in the comments section or in the description for the video.
So if someone's struggling more with depression or anxiety, or grief, things like that, would you recommend
rose or jasmine?
Rose or
are
jasmine.
Both awesome. And this is the rose essential oil. It's diluted. And rose is expensive.
I heard it's like $50 for a small bottle.
And that's diluted, yeah. Like when I buy an ounce, it's about $300 for an ounce of pure oil.
Wow.
So, but when you're buying it, I mean, that is like really strong. So you only really need like a 10% dilution to still get a really strong effect, because this is diluted down to just a quarter of its original strength.
Wow.
And it's still incredibly potent.
It's very potent. It smells wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, you'd only need like 2 drops, a maximum of a diluted rose oil to really fill the car. And for women especially, rose is a really powerful scent. It's rooted with that whole femininity aspect, and it is an antidepressant, so great for improving mood and dealing with nervousness, and that also will help with the kids in the back.
For sure.
Stop touching me!
Yeah, I went recently from a parent of 1 to a parent of 3. Boy, it's a big change. Our rides are much less important than they used to be.
And then I also brought Blasoma's Stress Relief Serum, which is a topical aromatherapy aid. So you can also put this on, if you want to turn around, I'll put a little on your shoulders. You can put it on your shoulders, temples, and then give yourself a little massage.
That's nice. I need a massage.
So do I. So
it smells like mint.
Yeah, it's got about a 10% peppermint concentration plus ginger and lavender and a little bit of chamomile CO2. So it both works as a topical pain reliever and then as an aromatherapy aid. So that's something that you can put on or just keep in your purse and carry with you too, so that you can de-stress yourself.
Nice.
If you start to feel yourself getting angry at the person in front of you.
This is nice. This would be good for, I would say, grocery shopping and Christmas shopping this time of year, to keep this, be able to pull it out. Can you use this on children?
I would say if you're going to use it on children, you might want to put it on like an area not close to their face.
Okay.
Just because if they end up rubbing it and then like rubbing their eye, the peppermint would get a little tingly.
Okay.
But they could absolutely, you could put it on like a pulse point a little further away. You know, you might want to like stick to like at the youngest 2 or so.
Yeah. Just
because the peppermint might be a little too tingly for the littlest one's skin. But again, the inhaled aromatherapy is great for kids and grown-ups of all ages.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
I'm excited. I'm going to buy some.
I'll take a look at that.
Be good holiday presents.
They are. And they're very portable, they're easy, they're great for everybody. So I hope that these ideas for turning your car time into a mindful, relaxed, present, enjoyable experience for you are helpful. They're great for this time of year, but they're great for all through the year, really, because we all have a busy schedule and we all have to keep up with it. And once you start integrating some of these practices, and you might start with one and then gradually build and try and experiment, and you'll find as you go and you start to make it more of a habit that it'll come easier and easier. Because now I get in the car and I start my positive dialogue with myself almost right away.
Your positive affirmations, whatever you needed that day.
Yeah.
So you said, the sighing, the positive affirmations, and aromatherapy. Those are pretty accessible, I think.
And just anybody can do them.
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for spending a few minutes with us today. I hope you enjoyed meeting Sheila. She's one of my favorite people.
Thank you. Thank you, Mary. It was fun.
And I hope that you can use these tips to improve your time getting around town and going all the places that you need to go in life. So I'll see you another time, and thanks so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.